You need prana. You need prana perfectly. When prana shakti is going to vary in the body, prana, then your sense organs will not function properly. There must be perfect prana shakti in all the sense organs so that our sense organs function properly. Shrotra, Chakshuhu, Sparshana, Rasana, Grana. These are the five. Whatever the Samskrita words I am talking, if you don't understand, especially ICCR students and foreigners, you should ask me in between. I am ready to repeat the English terms for that. But you should understand in the same way. Why I repeat in Sanskrit means Sanskrit is the original terminology that you should be accustomed with. You can understand with English, but still you must use the original term. For that, you need to know that terminology. That's why I keep repeating in Sanskrit and as well as in English. So these are the five sense organs, and where prana shakti is very much necessary for the perfect functioning of that. Where do you get the prana? I told you, the original source of prana is in the space, oxygen. And that oxygen we can find the next concentration is in water. First is breathing. Second one is water. So we need to replace this prana either by breath or by water. So otherwise we don't get that energy for better functioning of our sense organs. Then for the manas, dhi dhairya and atmadi vignan. These are the therapy for the mind to get re-established. If the mind gets deranged, then what do? The most important thing is intelligence. Because of our lack of intelligence, we will be going on a wrong path mentally. So the intelligence, reinstalling the intelligence or getting that intelligence again revamped or rebooted. All our intelligence, we have to reboot. Like you reboot your mobile. Isn't it? Our intelligence also goes sometime in a negative way or wrong way. So where we need to boost our intelligence. So that is only dhi. Dhairya means courage. We need to get that counseling sessions. Dhairya means counseling sessions. Getting that proper knowledge from the counselors. They are meant for rebooting our dhairya. Yes, because of lack of dhairya, lack of courage, our mind also goes wrong. Lack of intelligence, lack of courage. Where do you get intelligence and courage? From the counselors. From the counselors and from the scriptures. That Atmadi Vijnana, the knowledge of the self, is very important for the transformation in the soul. If your soul needs transformation, you will get it only through knowledge. Where do you get the knowledge? Knowledge, you get it from the Guru. That is why Guru is very important. Teacher is important. You cannot replace teacher. Nowadays, many people think that if we have the material and if we have the Google, then we have the biggest Guru. But Google cannot replace Guru. Google is an information storage, that's all. You get information. But how to make it convincingly understandable, that is only the job of the Guru, teacher. Google cannot make you understand. It will give you load of information. You have to process by yourself, and you have to segregate it by yourself, and you have to take only the things what is necessary there, all these things. But teacher will give you the same knowledge with all his experience. That Anubhava Google cannot give. Only teacher can give. So that's why Atmadi Vijnana is purely available only through Guru, only through teacher. That which is irreplaceable. Nobody can replace teacher. Even after 1,000 years, even if you go to moon also, even if the science advances to all the planets also, you cannot replace Guru. Physical one-to-one, that is very important. So that's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena. Tat Vidhi. Tat means that knowledge. Vidhi, no, you should know. Pranipatena, you should surrender. Pranipata means with the Sashtanga Pranam. Pranipata. पाता मीन्स पतना, आपको गिरना चाहिए. कहां? गुरु के पैर पे गिरना चाहिए आपको. You need to fall unto the feet. Oh Lord, I fall unto your feet. You say no? I fall unto your lotus feet. Guru's feet is, Guru Pada is lotus feet. That is only Pranipata, Sashtanga Pranam. You say no? Sashtanga Pranam. In our Indian culture, we have this word Sashtanga Pranam. इसका मतलब क्या है? Anybody knows what is Sashtanga Pranam? What is Sashtanga? Sa Ashta Anga. Completely means what? That complete 8. What are the 8 organs? उसके लिए भी एक श्लोक है. उरसा शिरसा दृष्टिया मनसा वचसा तथा द्वाभ्याम कराभ्याम जानुभ्याम pranamo ashtangairitah. Urasa shirasa. Your chest must touch to the ground. Shirasa, head. Drishtya, that is your eyes. Your drishti must be into the lotus feet. Urasa shirasa drishtya. Manasa, mentally you have to surrender completely. Vachasa, even by words. Dvarbhyam karabhyam, 2 hands. And janubhyam, janu means your knees. Your knees must touch. Your hand must touch the feet. Your head, your uras, manas, and as well as your words. Dvarbhyam karabhyam janubhyam pranamo ashtange. These are the 8 organs. So this is Sashtanga Pranam. That is what is Pranipata. Where do you get the knowledge of the soul? That is Atmajnana, only in the shelter of Guru. You just go to teacher, Guru and ask question, you will get the? No. First you have to do service. Pariprashnena sevaya. Seva is very important. You have to do seva. What type of seva? 2 types of seva. Vani seva, Vapu seva. Vapu seva means physical service. Any type of service, physical service. Vapu seva means, that is what? Touching the feet, Sashtanga Pranama. Vani seva means helping him or propagating his principles to others. Is it not? Whatever you learn from teacher, you are spreading in your context. How? By giving talk. So what you are talking? The same thing told by the teacher. That means you are spreading the knowledge of your teacher to everyone. That is Vani Seva. Vani Seva. That means you are helping the philosophy taught by your teacher to all your contacts or your students or your community, whatever it is. Is it not? All now present students are future teachers, definitely. So you will get an opportunity. If you have a proper fundamental concepts or the assignments, what I say, that is your guide. And your students also will make guide like what you teach. Is it not? Yes? Whatever the teacher teaches, it is authentic information from the scriptures only. What is your question? Yeah, that is what Vani Seva. Vani Seva is teaching by your words and practice whatever you do. That is also Vapu Seva. Vapu means body. Whatever you demonstrate practically, that will be absorbed by the students. Is it not? So that is also Vapu Seva. Is it not? If the student is finding difficulty in doing, you are going to have help definitely there. That is called as Vapu. Vapu means body. That is practical. So this is how you are going to surrender yourself to the teacher. Tad vidya pranipatena pariprashnena. You have to ask questions by doing service. Then teacher will not give you answer immediately. He will say, okay, just wait. So he will teach you whenever he thinks it is the right time. You have to wait. Your job is to just serve from morning till evening in all the activities of the teacher. If you are in a Gurukula, then you are helping the teacher from morning. That is how it is told. You must rise from the bed before the teacher rises. You must go to bed only after the teacher goes to bed. Till then, that is what is service attitude. So that is why these are the three methodologies here. That is where you are going to take the counseling techniques. Okay. So mind is also an important entity to be treated. So that is the reason Dhi, Dhairya and Atmadi Vijnana. Atmadi Vijnana you will get only through Guru. No way. You can't go by Google and get the Atma Jnana. No. Only information you can get it. Google is a source of information. But Guru will give more than Google. That is very important for that matter. Okay. So with all this therapeutical approach, we should now go to the yoga concept. So your syllabus says yoga in Bhagavad Gita, unit 1. What is that yoga in Bhagavad Gita? General introduction to Bhagavad Gita I already gave. Definitions of yoga in Bhagavad Gita and their relevance and scope. I gave you the scope of Bhagavad Gita. Definitions I am going to tell you now. Essentials from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is, and meanings of the terms Atma Swarupa, Sthita Prajna, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Sannyasa Yoga, and Karma Swarupa. That means Sakama Karma, Nishkama Karma. All this will be covered in your unit 1. Just I am going by the syllabus. Okay. Now, from now onwards, I am going to give you the Knowledge of yoga, which is given in chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So these are because first chapter is just a confession that Arjuna does not want to fight. The reasons, whatever is given there. What are the symptoms of a person who is psychologically depressed? That is there in the first one. That is why it is called as Duryodhana Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama. It is not just Arjuna Vishada. See, depression is experienced by both. Who? Duryodhana and as well as Arjuna. Initially, Duryodhana, depression, he confesses, but there is no one to remove the depression of Duryodhana. Why? Because he did not select Krishna as Guru. Is it not? Krishna asked, actually, both the Pandavas and Kauravas, whom do you want? Me or my army? Duryodhana just said, I want your army. That's why Kaurava Sainya is 11 Akshohini. Please note it. Why number 11? 11 and 7 are the two numbers which again connect to number 18. Is it not? 11 Sainyas, 11 Akshohini Sainyas of Kauravas, 7 Akshohini Sainyas of Pandavas. Duryodhana selected, I want your army, not you. This is the first drawback of Kauravas. They always think that might is right, but they don't value the presence of a single supreme personality there. But Pandavas, they said, we want you, Krishna. We don't want your army. We want you. The presence of God can make or break anything, everything. Is it not? So anything can happen if he is there. If God himself is not there, then what he will do? So that is what Duryodhana also cries. But there is no Krishna to uplift him. When he is also crying. That is why the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, every chapter is yoga. Is it not? How Vishada can be yoga? See, Vishada means depression. Depression yoga. Depression is called as yoga. Yes, depression is also yoga for Arjuna, not for Duryodhana. Why? Because there is no one to uplift him only. He is crying in front of Dronacharya and Bhishmacharya. Is it not? He goes to Drona and Bhishma and starts shouting on them. Though they are the Guru and elders. Is it not? This is the yoga here. You need to understand the yoga. Where the psychology of Duryodhana comes into picture. Duryodhana thinks that the number of Sainyas will definitely take me to victory. That is only foolish. But what to do? His mind is like that. He did not listen. Even when Krishna went and did Anusandhana like an ambassador, he went like an ambassador to convince Duryodhana, don't fight. It is not good for the country's growth. He did not listen. He said, nothing doing. When Krishna knew already that Duryodhana will not listen, then why did he go? This is a question usually people will ask. When Krishna knew that, even when Krishna goes personally to talk to him, Duryodhana is not going to listen. Then why did he go? He knew that. But how do we know that? Until and unless Krishna goes and gives an attempt, tries to convince him, he is not going to listen. That Krishna knows. But how do other people know? If Krishna had not gone to Duryodhana's place for counseling, then people would have spoken. If Krishna had gone, then he would have withdrawn the battle. Krishna wanted to convincingly prove everybody that even I go means he will not listen. That is why Krishna went. Krishna knew very well. He knows. He is there in everybody's heart. Is it not? He knows everybody's plot, everybody's plight, everybody's mind also he knows. Even Duryodhana's mind, Krishna know very well. Why did he go means? Because to make us convince. Otherwise, people would have spoken. Krishna had all the power to stop the battle. Why did he not stop the battle? So Krishna wanted to prove everyone that even I go means then also Duryodhana will not listen. Now people will not talk. Isn't it? People are always to talk. One or the other things. If you do good things, then also people will talk. If you don't do good, then also people will talk. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. So उनका काम ही तो है कहना. So they are meant for only giving comments. Even when you attempt to stop the war, Duryodhana is not going to listen. That is the reason Krishna wanted to prove this. What?
Why all the chapters are named with yoga?
Everything is a yoga, the process of reconnection. The process of reconnection to the Supreme. Yoga means what? Yujyate anena. You are getting reconnected. Even depression is also a process of reconnection. Duryodhana got depressed. He remained depressed forever. Arjuna also got depressed, but he came out of depression because with the help of Krishna. That is why it is yoga for him. He got that reconnection, is it not? At the final stage, he says, Nasto moham gato shokaha. I lost all my illusion, delusion, hallucinations, what I was suffering from. Nasto mohaha. Is it not? Gato shokaha. All my depression is gone. That is the result of Krishna's connection. If you don't get connected to Krishna in your life, then where your depression will be cleared? No, that's what Krishna wanted to prove. That is why 11 Akshohini Sainyas of Kaurava, 7 Akshohini Sainyas of Pandava, both if you connect or both if you add up, it will be 18 Akshohini Sainyas. Is it not? So we should make Krishna as our Sarathi. Sarathi means driver. Sarathi means driver. You should make Krishna as your Sarathi, driver of your life chariot. We are also driving the chariot. We think that I am the one cause for my own things in my life. अरे आपके साथ कृष्ण है, उनका हाथ में दे दो ना लगाम, वो चलाएगा. He will drive that chariot. You just surrender yourself to him. That is more than enough. That is what Arjuna did. That is why the last shloka of Bhagavad Gita Upadesha, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. This is the 66th verse of 18th chapter. I am telling you. Final advice or Upadesha is to Arjuna what? Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Just surrender to me. Leave aside anything and everything problems in your life. Forget about all problems. Just surrender unto me. I am there to remove all your sins. aham tva sarva papebhyah mokshayishyami. I will sanction you the liberation. And don't worry. Arey, who will say all these words? Don't worry, I am there for you. कोई बोलेगा क्या? अरे, Krishna is telling, he himself is telling, don't worry, Baba, I am there for you. And why you are not believing it? This is what the problem comes. When Krishna says himself, वो खुद जब बोलता है कि don't worry, I am there for you, people are not ready to believe. यही तो है problem. Because you don't have faith. That is why you say that, oh, भगवान के ऊपर सब छोड़ दिया तो चलेगा क्या? हमको भी कुछ करना है. हाँ, करो आप. अब कुछ भी करोगे ना, वो कोई काम का नहीं है. It will not have any amount of effect in your life. Leave everything to him, but saying this, don't become lethargic. हमको कुछ करना है, ठीक है, हम नहीं करेंगे, कुछ चुपचाप बैठ जाएंगे एक जगह में, हो जाएगा क्या? If you just simply keep quiet by putting all the responsibility to God and I will not do anything because teacher told like this, all your efforts will not be considered there, then you don't put effort only. No, it is not like that in a negative way. You have to do your effort with all the belief in the Supreme. आपको जो करना है, but not with the intention of I am the doer. No, not that the intention of I am the doer. Naham karta, harihi karta. This is the beautiful quotation which says, this is what is yoga. If you say aham karta, then you are not in yoga. You are in ayoga. When you say that na aham karta, na aham karta, then you are in line with the tune with the yoga. But you have to do with the submission that I am not the doer. Then that is only yoga. That is why that yoga, what first chapter, Vishada, depression also is a yoga. I am telling you, because it is given here from chapter 2, I am telling you from chapter 1 what is yoga. What is that? The chapter name, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, it says. But I am telling you, Duryodhana Arjuna Vishada, which is not given there. Many people think that it is only Arjuna who is lamenting, who is crying. But I say that no, it is not Arjuna. It is along with Duryodhana who starts crying first. Is it not? How does he cry? He cries there. I am unable to take up the pressure. He is unable to take up the pressure, looking into the sides of Pandavas. Though the number is more in his side, he says, what does it say? He says in the first chapter, 10th sloka, you should continuously read Bhagavad Gita. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma abhirakshitam paryaptam tvidametesham balam bhima abhirakshitam. This is the word. What is he telling there? I think that our 11 Akshohini Sainyas are insufficient to win the battle. This is what is the words telling. Aparyaptam. I don't think our 11 Akshohini Sainyas are sufficient to win this battle. But on the contrary, I think that 7 Akshohini Sainyas of Pandavas are sufficient to win the battle. This is what is depression effect. यही है ना? This is the depression effect. What do you think that in the examination time you will read all the topics, but still you don't have the confidence to pass the exam? You read, you put all your effort, but still on the examination day you say that I may not pass. Why that word? Because you don't have the confidence. Even in spite of reading all the topics, if you don't have the confidence, that means you are the perfect Arjuna. No, perfect Duryodhana. You are the perfect Duryodhana there. Because having 11 Akshayani Sainyas, if you don't have the confidence, what will be the result? The result will be fail. That is what Duryodhana did not win the battle. Why? Because he did not have the confidence only. Why he did not have the confidence? Because of depression. Because he had that thoughts, negative thoughts. So don't be negative in any type of your effort. जिंदगी में कभी नेगेटिव थॉट्स कभी नहीं आने दिमाग में. एक बार दिमाग में घुस गया ना, once if the negative thoughts enter into your mind, it will occupy you like anything. Don't allow the negative thoughts. That is why the first chapter, which is Vishada Yoga, it is Vishada for Duryodhana. It is Vishada for Arjuna. But Arjuna came out of that Vishada, Duryodhana did not. This is the gist of the first chapter. Because he thinks that everyone who is fighting in my side, he does not have confidence in them. That is what he is listing everybody's name. That is why he lists only 7 people in his side and 11 people in Pandava's side. अरे इनके पास तो 11 अक्षौहिणी सैन्य है, कम से कम 11 नाम तो लेना चाहिए ना. No, he says only 7 names. Bhavan, Bhishmascha, Karnascha, Krupascha, Samitinjayaha, Ashwathama, Vikaranascha, Somadatti. Only 7 names. 11 अक्षौहिणी सैन्य जिनके पास है, उनके जगह से सिर्फ 7 नाम लेता है. जो 7 अक्षौहिणी सैन्य है उनका 11 नाम लेता है और 18 नाम भी लेता है. He takes number 18 people name. Why? Because he does not have confidence in those people only. He could not list only. That is why aparyaptam tad asmakam. It is insufficient. That is why I think I cannot win the battle. Balam Bhishma Virakshitam. Yes, Bhishmacharya is the commander-in-chief of Kaurava Sainya. But he is the oldest and as well as the greatest warrior, Bhishma. But he does not have belief in him only. Because he is 70 plus. अरे बुड्ढा है, बुड्ढा कैसे जंग में लड़ेगा? This is the one. Because you are aged and I don't have belief in you. That's why. Though it is commander-in-chief, who is the commander-in-chief of Kauravas? Bhishma. नौजवान थोड़ी है, हो गया 75 साल. 75 साल का commander-in-chief क्या लड़ेगा उधर? What fight he can offer? That is why he is not having confidence in him. That is why he says, I cannot believe Bhishma. I cannot believe you also, he says, Drona. Being the guru, he does not have belief in Drona. That is why the yoga of Duryodhana became Vishada. The yoga of Arjuna, it was initially Vishada, but he transformed that Vishada into opposite of Vishada. That is a perfect healthy mind. How? By the help of Krishna. Because Krishna was supporting Pandavas. He was in the chariot of Arjuna as a driver. Is it not? That is why even in our life, we need Krishna as our driver. Okay? He is driver as well as the owner. Is it not? Arjuna was thinking initially that I am the owner and Krishna is driver. That's why he was asking, Ratam sthapayame achyuta. Take my chariot. जैसे ओनर ड्राइवर को बोलता है ड्राइवर गाड़ी निकालो ऐसे ही बोल रहा है अर्जुना. सो कृष्णा डज नॉट स्पीक एनीथिंग. Krishna does not speak anything. He just simply takes the chariot and goes with a high speed, and suddenly he turns, like going in 100-kilometer speed and turning the vehicle. What will happen? Oh, with all that, he had control over the vehicle, and immediately he stops the vehicle, chariot. अगर दूसरा कोई होता तो चैरियट के साथ उल्टा पलटा हो जाता. But he did not. But where did he take the chariot and stop? In front of Bhishma and Drona only. This is how you are tackling the depression. That is why Arjuna became still more depressed. That is why Arjuna became still more depressed. He wants, in Arogyadama, the counseling sessions, psychotherapy sessions, how it is done. If somebody is depression patient comes in front of you, first make him to sit. Ask him to be relaxed, muscle relaxation, mind relaxation. Allow him to speak first. Yes, come on, tell your problem. Listen to him perfectly for half an hour minimum. That is the way how you should start your counseling. It is not that you should speak. You should allow him to speak. Then he will come out of all his emotions. That is what Krishna did. He allowed Arjuna to speak. Speak. He speaks 46 shlokas, 45 shlokas to be precise. Because first shloka Dhritarashtra, second shloka Sanjaya Uvacha, and in between some Sanjaya Uvacha will come. 42, 43 shlokas are spoken by Arjuna only. So that is why he is bringing all his emotions. Arjuna, Duryodhana also crying there. This is yoga in the first chapter. What is yoga? The yoga of Arjuna and yoga of Duryodhana. The yoga of Duryodhana became permanent. That is depression yoga. Yoga of Arjuna, it was tackled by Krishna. That is how Arjuna came out of his depression. Duryodhana remained in his depression state. Even in spite of all this, he could not win the battle. That is why this is the first chapter gist. Though it is not there in your syllabus, just I am telling you, the first chapter yoga is Duryodhana Arjuna Vishada Yoga. You should note this. Duryodhana and Arjuna Vishada. Are, why you are not reminding me? 9:52. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Come on, you can